entertainment. Have we asked all the questions pertaining to Carlee Russell? Is there somebody else involved in this hoax? Because what I have to ask myself is the obvious. The place that she ventured into from the interstate, how far is that location from her house? If somebody can give me a definite answer, I would appreciate it. Feel free to put it at the bottom of this video. How far her home from those trees that separate interstate to the other side of the trees, which someone said it was a neighborhood. I'd like to know what's the distance from her house to those trees, because that's going to be very important information as to where she was for the 2 days, the 49 hours. So number one, what's on the other side of the trees, the distance from those trees to her house. How did she get from those trees to wherever she stayed? Number two, where is it that she stayed? Number three, and did somebody help her get to wherever she stayed? Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign DeGangie, 129 Cash App, stickers and chats are welcome during this live stream. There's so many questions you can ask pertaining to this crazy story. And that is one thing that I don't hear anyone talking about, is involvement from friends, family. Because there are rumors that I have heard today on another network that a party was thrown on her behalf or a gathering at the house. And they also went to Georgia before this gathering at the house. So if I'm to believe those rumors, then why haven't these people spoken to law enforcement? You mean to tell me you all want to celebrate from state to state, have people over to your house, get-togethers? Well, where was Carlee while everybody is celebrating and gathering with one another? What are you all talking about during the gatherings? You're sitting around a bonfire, fireplace, doing what exactly? I'm just saying. Because there are too many questions to ask with no answers. She has not spoken publicly, nor have her parents spoken publicly. Wednesday will mark a week that the Hoover Police Department brought forward the information that they can't verify anything that she told them in the 911 call and her version thereafter. So you have to ask those questions. Did she have help? Did her family have help? Did her family help her? Because I believe if their house isn't in close proximity to those trees, that area from the interstate, something's off. She went somewhere and somebody picked her up, unless she had another vehicle waiting on the other side. So let's ask that question. Did she park another vehicle on the other side of those trees? And what type of person comes up with this type of crazy whack story and leave a totally decent car on the side of the highway? Hell, I'm at a tire shop now trying to get my vehicle looked at so I can keep a car running. And you would park a Mercedes-Benz on the side of a highway to concoct a fake kidnapping and toddler walking to prove what point? This is why you know she's diabolical, she's sinister, and she can't be trusted. And right now, I don't care about anybody involved in the story. Boyfriend, his sister, not to be funny, but when you're dealing with different people, messengers, you have to be very careful of the messenger. That's an old saying. Beware of the messenger. Because we don't know Carlee, and you see how that turned out. Listening to a 911 call about phantoms. Now you have boyfriends talking and taking down posts and then telling people don't bully her. Then you got the sister ranting and raving on social media about how she got her brother wrapped up into all this and wanting a head butter and all that old type of foolishness and street talk. Carlee don't care nothing about what you're talking about. Ain't you to figure that out, little girl? Carlee don't care nothing about nothing that you all are saying. But I would like to know about this gathering at the house, if I'm to believe these rumors. What did they talk about when they went to Atlanta? Where did they stay in Atlanta? Did they go out in public in Atlanta? What's the purpose in going to Atlanta to hold up at a hotel or somebody's house? When you got back, is it true you threw her a party, mommy and daddy? Go ahead, honey. So, sorry about that. So, you got to ask all these questions. Who all is involved in this storyline? Because I got a funky feeling it's more than just Carlee. You all better wake up out there. Yeah, it's very obnoxious. She has been possibly taught these ways. Self-entitlement. Do what you want. No ramifications. If there are ramifications, we'll bail you out the trouble. Don't worry about it. What if we find out that the family's involved? They concocted this story to get some type of sympathy money. The reward. I meant to put that in the title. I'm disgusted about that. They're not returning that money. First, they say, yes, we're giving the money back. Then they changed it later that afternoon, last Monday, that they're holding on to it because it's still an investigation by the police department. And there's no rush, I guess, to give the money back. Yeah, it is a rush to give it back because she's not kidnapped. How about that? She's walking, she's breathing, she's unharmed. There are no perpetrators. There have been no BOLO put out of perpetrators. So the money should be returned to everybody who donated money to GoFundMes, Crime Stoppers, and any other organization holding funds. And that's how I feel about that. I believe there's more to this story. I believe this story goes way deeper than somebody distraught, upset, hung up over some dude. It may go deeper than that. It could be a conglomerate of all of those things. She's depressed. She's a wacko. Parents wacky. She gets to moaning and groaning to them how she feels mistreated, unloved. Who's the hell say they don't go along with her and say, yeah, well, go on and get missing. We'll hide you out for 2 days. We'll aid you in this foolishness. Because something in this story is not right. And somebody is going to have to breathe the truth in helping her. Because I refuse to believe this dodo bird went and stayed somewhere on her own and nobody's come forward to say they saw her going into a hotel, checked into a hotel, used a credit card, debit card, paid cash. No. Hell no. Because you basically have to say, if you believe that she stayed in a hotel, Red Roof, Holiday Inn, whatever, that hotel had to have been in walking distance from her damn house. And that the interstate is in walking distance of her house. And what would the odds be of her living right down the street from a Red Roof Inn, okay? And her house being right off the interstate. I'm not saying it's not possible, because anything is possible, but bring the queen a receipt. Bring me a receipt that her house is in walking distance of the interstate and those trees and a Red Roof Inn and or a hotel, where she could have easily walked through the trees, walked in, rented a room, hid out in a hotel room, then called her parents and they played this role like she was kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. And then they called the police. Because who's to say that she went and stayed in a hotel, they couldn't get a hold of her. She ended up telling them where she was because there's information out there that they went to a hotel to see about her. So how would you go to the hotel, but then she ends up walking back to your house? That doesn't make any sense. So that's why I try not to believe rumors unless they're substantiated. So bring me a receipt of her staying in a hotel or not staying in a hotel. Bring me a receipt that her parents went to a Red Roof Inn and she was there, or it was a mistaken identity, which is, because I don't put my claim on anything without knowing the truth. And that's how I feel right now. That there's something off with this story. And the fact that there's rumors that they partied out of town in Georgia, came back, had a birthday party for her at the house. What is there to celebrate under the circumstances? Kidnapping or no kidnapping? The family says she's too distraught to speak to law enforcement. She'll speak when she's ready, says the boyfriend, but you would throw a party for her out of town and then back home. Ask yourself, does that make any sense? Who throws a fucking party and their child was kidnapped? Allegedly. Their child is distraught, upset, scared for her safety. Kidnapper's still out there, but we're in Atlanta partying it up. Then we come back and throw a house party, birthday party. I do not know if this is true. This is something I heard on another person's network. But let's just say those allegations are true. They went out of town to party, vacation, whatever, get away, come back, throw her a birthday party, but yet you can't go to the police and say, we want to respond to your commentary of the press conference. And you all don't find that strange either? That nobody has spoken about the commentary from the press conference. Mommy, Daddy, where are you? Are you going to tell us why you were not responding to what the police have found, which is absolutely nothing? Why not? Why not? I'm waiting. The police says they can't verify her story, and you have yet to speak, and she has yet to speak, but you all are off partying somewhere. What do you have to celebrate? So she's 26 now. Imagine that. A 26-year-old fool hiding behind her parents. Well, Cookie, let me tell you something. This charade is only going to go so far. And you're going to have a very hard time in life. Because I believe your parents have aided you in more foolishness. We just have not heard about it yet. But I got a funky feeling somebody's going to start talking. Somebody's mama, daddy, sister, cousin going to start giving us the tea. And you all going to really be disgusted when you start hearing your personal business out in the damn street. But this is what happens when you lie and you ain't a liar. The truth will come out. As somebody said, it may not be today, may not be next month, might be 5 months from now. Who's to say? But the truth will get out. And the truth's going to come out how she got from that interstate to wherever the hell she hid for 49 hours. She's not bright. Because she's seen going and coming from work, the restaurant, and Target. So if you're seen coming and going out of those places, you were possibly seen going in the place that you hid for 49 hours. You were seen going in, you were seen coming out. That's why you know somebody else is involved in this story. That's why she's not talking. Because this is a 2-party, 3-party storyline. Now you got to ask yourself, who is the helper? Plural. Mommy, Daddy, did you help your daughter Carlee Russell with this storyline in any form or fashion? You came up with this ruse of a toddler, or you came in after the fact when she went missing. She confessed to you that she was upset, distraught, mad at the world, bitter, and you all decided to come up with this kidnap story. Which is it? Who is the helper?
I'll have to get prices, but...
Hold on a minute, you guys. Go ahead.
So, I couldn't do it for another probably 3 months or so, but timing change is what's making me noisy.
Okay.
And that's not good, because those timing chains, the guides go bad.
Okay.
And it causes that slack, that's the noise you're hearing.
Okay.
The engine light is on due to where it's low on oil, I'm sure.
Okay.
It's showing all the codes, intake,
okay,
and exhaust.
So the low oil is causing that too?
Causing
all the lights come on. Okay.
But the timing chain guides are war in it. So timing chains can get up, I mean, you probably up to about $2,000.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're so far out right now to do anything like that, though. Okay. But really, the car, really don't need to be driving a whole lot, because if that guide goes all the way out,
okay,
it'll jump time, it'll run the motor pretty much.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Will you write that up in a statement?
Yeah, I'll write it up. The AC, it's about a pound low.
Okay.
It's $49.99 to do the AC.
Okay.
If you want to.
Okay. Well, I'll probably have to wait, because
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
Gonna let him know. You give it
I don't want you burning up, because it is hot
heat.
out. So I'll put you a little bit in it, get it working. Huh? I can't do that.
Yeah, he said.
I know, but I'll just
No,
put
what you call him and then you see what he says.
you. Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
You want
I'll
to?
put you a little in there because I don't want you burning up, but it's going to come back out eventually.
Yeah.
So we had to put dye in there because you can't find
So
the
you
AC
see.
leak.
Okay, that's fine.
So I mean, you can, but there's a process to it. You
Okay.
put dye in it.
Okay.
After it quits working, you got to bring it
Okay.
back. We run a black
That's
light
fine.
over and find the dye. That's how.
So it's a timing change.
Yeah, the time chain guys.
So what
yeah.
about? So you didn't find nothing with the sensors, the downstream sensor, the cam?
No, it is. The only thing
Cadillac
it was showing
converter,
was the
none of that?
cam, the timing,
Yeah, the
and
cam.
all that. That's due to the oil being either low on it or really dirty.
You didn't see that it was an oil leak.
There is an oil leak.
Thank you. And that's what I want you to mention too.
Yeah,
I've been said that.
yeah, and it
I've
looks
been
like
told him
it's coming
that.
from the oil pump, and that's another really expensive thing. You know?
Okay.
So
Well, write all that in your memo,
I will.
and I will take it to him.
Okay.
Thank you,
That'll work.
sweetie.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
I'll
Thank
get you a
you.
little bit of
Okay.
just
Thank
to
you
keep
so
you
much.
cooled off.
Thank you. Sorry about that, you guys. See, I was getting my car checked while doing this live stream. I didn't know they would be done that quick. So as you see, Queen got a high estimate for things to repair on a truck she just got 5 months ago. So you already know. He said, I don't need to be driving. But back to the story. We'll pray to God on this other nonsense about this car. Somebody helped Carlee. And let me say this to you, whoever you are. I do not know if you conspired with her, the parents, you conspired with her on this storyline during, before, after, whatsoever. But you were wrong to do so. If you were a friend that conspired with her, you are wrong. If you came in after the fact, you are wrong. Because you see, you're going to have to carry that burden with you. And maybe you don't think it's a big deal, but it is a big deal. Because there's missing people all around the world. And there's somebody looking for them. And then there may be some people missing and nobody's looking for them. Maybe they don't have friends, family support, family dynamic, and they would just cause and effect. But this female has family. And it's going to be a shame if we find out they are involved in this storyline to some degree. They helped with this story and or picked her up after the fact and made up this kidnap story. It's still all sick because it still seems concocted because really you can't have one without the other. The baby on the highway, I go in the trees, somebody jumps out, puts me over a fence. That was fake right there. How can somebody make you crawl over a fence? None of you have addressed that. None of you have addressed that. He made me crawl over a fence. Can't nobody make me crawl over nothing. You want me to crawl over the fence? You put me over the fence. Is there a fence? Where is the fence? Near those trees? So you have to ask all those questions. That's the reason why Carlee's not talking, because she knows it won't pan out if she has to stand before reporters and repeat this verbatim as she did to law enforcement. 9 times out of 10, she is not going to be able to repeat it verbatim. There will be something added, there'll be something missing, something she forgot. And then police will have to go back in and say, well, oh, you didn't tell us that before. Oh, you forgot to mention this. And then her tail is caught in the trap. Somebody helped her. Who was it? When is she going to speak to the public? When is she going to speak to the police again? Will they bring forward charges? And the fact that these people were celebrating, if I'm to believe these allegations are true, how in the world can you celebrate anybody's birthday when your child just concocted this story of a child missing, used as bait? She's kidnapped by a guy and a lady. They took pictures of her naked, set her free. Well, excuse me. She ran, got caught, then took off again and walked home. I brought you commentary earlier today. I apologize for that video. I had a fan blowing in the background and I had no idea that it was going to make that noise during that live stream. So please forgive me for that last video. The audio was horrible. But the information I brought is very important because it talks about pathological lying and compulsive lying and how it starts. And usually it comes from trauma from childhood. So I don't know what happened to this girl as a child. We could look at the fancy car and the nice home and assume that her parents always had money, always treated her well, but we don't know. And it'll be interesting to find out if indeed she actually has a good relationship with her parents. I do not know if she flunked out of the master's program to become a nurse. It says on one network that she actually has a bachelor's in psychology, but was applying for a master's in nursing. And perhaps she's not meant to be a nurse. Because as I said, most nurses I know, they went to nursing school day one, 4 years, and then possibly went and applied for a master's in nursing. So she doesn't know anything about nursing. And frankly, she doesn't need to be working in the healthcare profession. Frankly, I don't trust her doing anything. She's not even somebody I'd want delivering the mail. I wouldn't want her working at Little Caesars, Dollar Tree. You see where I'm going? Because she's diabolical. Her mind ain't right. And if you could think of a kidnap story and make up a story about a kid and a man and a woman, you're capable of anything. To me, you're also capable of murder. I'll say that. Because usually murderers are liars. They're liars, they're cheaters, they're manipulators, they're scammers. She's that person that would lure you somewhere. So while we're sitting here talking about a man and a woman luring her into a semi truck and all that old bull, she's the type that would lure somebody somewhere. Hey, go meet me on 15th Street. I got a bracelet I want to give you. And then when you get there, she'll beat the brakes off of you or beat you over the head with a damn hammer. I don't trust Carlee Russell as far as I can throw her. And I'm starting to wonder about the type of parents she has. And I don't want to be facetious and saying anything bad about them in case they are decent people. But the one thing, as that Cinema Shogun guy said, I'm going to go ahead and throw his name out there. You have to look at the whole story. If indeed they were gathering as a family, that shows you there's something wrong with her parents. Because she hasn't talked to, okay, I'll go watch it, baby. She hasn't spoken back to the police. They haven't spoken back with the police. And if you're going away traveling away for the weekend and then coming back having get-togethers and birthday parties, that shows me that you believe the lies she spun and you don't have any empathy inside of you either. So you're no different than your daughter. And that's the gist of the story. She's a product of her family. So perhaps she was groomed to be a liar. She was taught to be a liar, a deceiver. She's lived around people who have lied and deceived in her household. So how do we know that her parents are decent human beings? Have they broken the law? Have they defrauded people or the government in some kind of way? And she's heard the stories. She's learned from them. Is her mother a manipulator? Her father a manipulator? We hear people saying the father's too quiet. He's more in agreement. He doesn't talk much. Is it that the mother's the more dominant figure in the house? See, you don't know. But we've learned with people who are traumatized as children, adolescents, they learn horrible traits from others. And that's either because they were mistreated as children or they witnessed abuse in their household. Yes, she's unhireable. Well, I'm going to say this about theft. A lot of people have stolen and they were able to go get a job where they did handle money, uh, worked in, retail, restaurant, and they didn't steal again or got involved in anything fraudulent in the store because at some point you have to trust people. People are entitled to redeem themselves and go on to be productive, but they have to want to be productive. And that's the gist of this story. This chick has to own up to what she did and said and apologize. She does owe people an apology. I don't think she can do it.
There you go. You can get that air conditioner for a minute.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. And I've noted everything down here.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Josh.
Have a good day.
Okay, you too. All right, everybody, come on down to Bingham Goodyear,
Yeah.
Clinton, Tennessee. That's where I'm at. Oh, Lord. It's in the thousands. It's not on the sheet, but he just said that, for those that were listening. Anywho, care. She go rob the spa. Maybe. But I'm saying she's not to be trusted. Because like I said, there are a lot of people who have committed many crimes in life, fraud, theft, murder, attempted murder, and they have redeemed themselves. Maybe they had an altercation with a neighbor, a friend, shot somebody, did their time, made bond, made bail, did jail, did probation, pretrial release, whatever the court ordered, and they didn't get in trouble anymore. But see, everybody's story is not the same. There's some people who they can't learn from their mistakes. And like I said, we're all flawed. Let me make that clear. But I could never see my own self pretending to see a child and be kidnapped. I just could never pull that off my tongue to make somebody think that happened to me. Because I know that if I was to ever speak that on my tongue, that would surely happen to me for real. Oh, I know that. Because I believe you can claim your demise. And I got a funky feeling something bad is going to happen to Carlee. It may not be in the near future, it might be 10, 15 years from now, but something bad's going to happen to her. And it may be similar to what she claimed to the police because she's marked herself. And she's disrespectful, yes, to victims of kidnappings and torture and murder. And for those who actually survived and were able to be let go or they ran away or somebody helped free them. I don't think many of you can even understand the trauma of being kidnapped and tortured, raped, sodomized. You were able to be freed. Either you ran away or they let you go, and you had to carry all those demons around with you. See, Carlee has no idea about that. She doesn't care. She's Googling all this stuff on social media, Googling things on her phone. Her phone tracked her, that 360 app or whatever it does. The eye in the sky tracked her from different stores. The interstate tracked the car. And yet she won't even say anything to the police because she knows if I go in and talk to them, they might want to put handcuffs on me. But the gist of that is it won't matter. If they have a warrant for your arrest, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you go in or don't go in. They'll still come and find you. I heard somebody say the other day, oh, her parents are going to run. I knew that was BS. Run where? Where are they going to run? I don't see her moving out the country. I see her moving out of the state, perhaps. She'll move somewhere else in Alabama, or she'll move to another state. And she'll try to blend in. She'll probably change her last name. She'll use another last name to get work, employment. But she'll never be free from this because there'll always be somebody that's a nosy Parker, nosy Karen, that will recognize her, recognize something about her, and say, you're that lady. And then the drama and trauma will start all over again. This is the bed she's going to have to lie in, rather. She chose this. Nobody did this to her. No matter what problem she had, it's irrelevant. And let me say this to the boyfriend, because I need to talk to you too. I don't give a damn about what you're talking about. That bullying shit you're talking about. I don't have to empathize with a damn thing. Right now, this man just gave me an estimate that's in the thousands of dollars for my damn car. And she's sitting here that left a whole Mercedes on the side of a road to play mind games with the public and law enforcement. And you think I'm supposed to feel sorry for her? I'm old enough to be her mother. And she 9 times out of 10 lives better than I do for free. So don't come to me with that bullshit about bullying and you don't know what she's going through. Well, maybe if you were a good boyfriend, maybe she wouldn't be in this predicament. Yeah, I'm going to go on and say it. I don't feel sorry for her. Let me make that clear. But how do I know you were a good boyfriend? Let's go there because nobody's talked about that. Let's put to the side what Carlee Russell did 2 weeks ago. What if indeed the boyfriend is a whoremonger? He's been out here sleeping with different women. She caught him. Maybe he gave her venereal disease. I don't know. She was angry, mad at the world. This was her way of getting back at him. See, you don't know all the little dirty deeds that people do behind closed doors. What if this is about that boyfriend? What if he's been messing around with different women and she found out and she wanted to make him pay? And this was her way of doing it. See, we don't really know the reason. We can speculate. I don't really know why she did it. But I'm not getting ready to put that boyfriend on the pedestal or his sister. Because let me tell you all something that's strange about the story, besides the toddler on the highway, not being handcuffed, jumping over a fence, her escaping twice. Why did she call the sister? I'll wait. All the people that she could call to say, I see a toddler on the highway. Why did she call the boyfriend's sister? That would lead one to think it is about the boyfriend. She called her because she knew she would call her brother. Hey, your girlfriend just called me and said she see a toddler on the road. Now everybody's calling the phone. She won't answer. See, there's a connection between that sister and this version of this story. She called the sister for a reason, and I think she's the connection to the story because it is about the boyfriend, perhaps. So let me call the person who's closest to the boyfriend. He'll listen to her. He'll get upset. Let me see if he really cares for me. Let me see if he'll reach out. Let me see if he'll feel pain. I want him to feel pain. I want him to suffer for how he's treated me. Could it be the boyfriend has not been a good boyfriend to Carlee Russell? And this was her payback to him. But in the end, she's going to only be the one to suffer because there will be lots of women doting on him, wanting to be his friend on social media. And you just drew more attention, Carlee Russell, to this man, if indeed he's the one that you were trying to get revenge on. So you lost there. But this is what happens when you're a fool and you don't think properly. And she's still a young person. She hasn't lived long enough to learn the ways of the world. She will now. Does she have remorse for what she has done? I doubt it. Will she apologize? I doubt it. If she does, it'll be a miracle. Because in the end, it defeats the purpose in apologizing. Defeats the purpose in saying, yeah, I made all this up. Because I think she did this for attention. Either from her family or this boyfriend, or both. But she's an attention seeker. And attention seekers are very dangerous. Because as I told you all before, I went to high school with a very, very insecure young man who lied from the moment he woke up to the time he went to bed. And I would hate to say he's probably 50 years old, 51, and he probably still lying. Because it's hard to stop lying when you... It's a security blanket. It's the go-to. I can lie if I can't do anything else. I can make up stuff and make people believe what I said, how I feel. I can be important through a lie. I can be validated through a lie. I can be whoever I want through a lie. All I need is a willing ear. And that's what she got on that Thursday when she called 911. I feel sorry for anybody that comes in contact with her. And it's not to say that she can't change her life, because the worst, a man and woman have changed their lives. So it is possible. But Carlee Russell will have to want to change. She will have to want to change. And the only way she can change is if she owns what she did was wrong. And yes, with the owning, she has to apologize because she owes people an apology. The great state of Alabama is owed an apology because people work tirelessly in investigations. And you had those people out there in the heat looking for a phantom. People crying on national TV. That wasn't right. And I'm sure some of those people are very angry. Oh my God, I was crying for nothing, for a fool, over a phantom. But you didn't know that. And I will say, I didn't say anything negative about her in the beginning of the story because I did not know what had happened. I kind of wanted to just wait it out to see. what happened. I wanted to see what the police had to say, but it started getting grainier, listening to different people's commentary. And I try to be a free thinker and not, listen to what other people have to say. Sorry. Hey. See you later, babe. I try not to, jump on the bandwagon because other people are saying negative things. So I kind of just wanted to listen and hear what other people have to say and mainly wait on the police for them to give their gathering of the information. But when I heard the ex-FBI agent speaking, or he might have been an FBI agent speaking, I think it was News Nation or one of the true crime news programs, that's when it hit me. I'm like, why is this FBI agent talking about not seeing the toddler? Because I hadn't heard anything about a toddler not being seen. Little did I know the video was already released, and I hadn't even gotten the information yet. And that's when I became leery of the story. Did Carlee Russell have help? Are the parents a part of this farce? Is the boyfriend a part of this farce? Is a friend, acquaintance, a part of getting her to safety for 49 hours and bringing her back to the house? Who helped Carlee Russell with this hoax? I do believe she had help. And the only way I'm going to believe she didn't is if indeed her house is near the interstate and a hotel or somebody else's house was near the hotel that she could have walked to on foot. Cut lip, torn shirt, all orchestrated and done by Carlee Russell or somebody did it to her. Take your pick. Food, she probably ate it. The food that was missing from the car, snacks, she took it with her. As the old saying goes, beware of the messenger. So you all need to think about the people in the story alongside Carlee Russell. Are you getting the whole truth from those people? Because in the end, remember one thing, we don't know Carlee. And look how that turned out. So do you really want to believe a version from a mother, a father, a boyfriend, a sister, when you couldn't believe the star of the picture show? Now think about that. I want to thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful week. I will put up a suggestion for a movie, a weekend movie. Please be safe. Stay hydrated in this warm heat. Pray for the queen. She's got a lot on her plate right now once again. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers because it looks like I'll need another automobile. Lord have mercy. Thank you for your time. You have been listening to The Vault. Exhale.